Let's investigate the view and screen reference coordinate systems. First, we'll take a look at View. I'll select it from the drop-down. View is at the top of the list, and it's the default system that you'll probably use most often. In the top viewport, the transform gizmo of the selected object matches up with the tripod down here of world space. X is to the right and Y is up. If I switch to the left viewport, X is still to the right and Y is up, even though we're looking at the geometry from a different angle. Now the transform gizmo doesn't match up with the tripod down here of world space. World space tells us that the z-axis should be up away from the tabletop, but in fact, using the view system, that would be the y-axis here. You see, it's easy to work on objects when x is to the right and y is up. It just mentally is easier to understand. So we like the view system. If I go to the front viewport, again, x is to the right and y is up. But that's a different orientation than it was previously in the left viewport. In perspective, the transform gizmo matches up with world space. It's only in the orthogonal viewports that you're going to get a reorientation happening. The screen system also reorients things depending upon how you're looking at them. And it works just like the view system in the orthogonal viewports. X will always be to the right and Y up. The difference comes in the perspective viewport. X is to the right and Y is up, even in perspective. It doesn't match up with world space here. And this is kind of odd because now we have some strange orientation for the gizmo in the other viewports, as you can see. That's dependent upon the angle that we're viewing the geometry in perspective. If I arc rotate, watch what happens to the transform gizmo in the other viewports. It's turning. That's because the screen reference coordinate system plasters the x and y axes flat on the screen. It doesn't care what orientation you have selected in the screen. It's always going to maintain that relationship depending upon the angle of your viewing.